6 people have been arrested in London on suspicion of terrorism. 5 men and a woman were detained in a series of morning raids. Police said the operation was not linked to the Olympics, but British media reported that the arrests were related to a possible plot involving Islamist extremists with potential targets in Britain.
Hours after the dawn raid, police were still examining the house they'd stormed. They arrested 3 brothers here, one of them a former PCSO, a police community support officer. Armed police led the raid. It was thought there were weapons in the house, but they didn't find any.
It was early hour of the morning, which was 4 o'clock, roughly about 4, quarter past 4, something like that. First was a very, very big bang. Then after about 5 minutes, the next bang was there. A little bit less than the first one.
What seemed like explosions going off. Looked out the window and thought it was just people throwing fireworks and stuff around. Then I saw all these sort of dark-clad figures sort of getting through doors and windows and everything. And I saw one fella sort of aiming torches. I don't know whether one of them was obviously the police officer, but I don't know if he had like a gun or a nightstick or something, but he was aiming the torch at the window, so I didn't know if it was the torch on the gun or anything. But yeah, it was sort of just looking out and thinking, right, there's obviously a raid of some sort going on.
The brothers' home is a mile or so from the Olympic Games site, though police said the park wasn't the suspect's target. Across London, 3 more suspects were arrested, 2 men and a woman. One of them, Richard Dart, a Muslim convert and well-known activist.
The Muslims are obliged to command good and forbid the evil and speak out when corruption takes place.
For a long time now, the UK has been on a high terror alert. An attack here considered a strong possibility at any time, and it's a warning that was reiterated recently. Last week, the head of MI5, Jonathan Evans, said there was no shortage of would-be terrorists in the UK plotting attacks here. And he warned that al-Qaeda training camps in Pakistan and elsewhere were still attracting budding British jihadis. Police can hold their suspects for up to 14 days before they must charge or release them.
A few hours after the raid, this dramatic scene on a highway north of London when a passenger was spotted with a smoking bag. Counter-terrorism troops were called in. False alarm. The passenger was taking secret puffs from an electronic cigarette. It's clear this city has a serious case of Olympic security jitters.
Now the police intelligence services will act far earlier on in a plot.
You can't miss the massive security being deployed for the Games, emergency drills in the subways, anti-aircraft artillery on rooftops, SWAT teams practicing on the River Thames.
These Olympics will be the largest peacetime deployment of the British military ever, and the largest assembly of military hardware here in London since the Second World War.